Titles in the Quran, such as Malik for the king during Joseph's time, illuminate the historical evolution of Egyptian governance. This differs notably from the later use of pharaoh in Moses's era. Moreover, Egyptology provides critical insights into these historical contexts, revealing that the Hyksos rulers did not adopt the title pharaoh. Their governance marks a transformative period in Egyptian history. In examining biblical texts, we see that modifications over time may have introduced historical inaccuracies, especially regarding figures like Moses and Joseph. This raises significant questions about the authenticity of these narratives. Abdullah bin Saad's initial betrayal, followed by his return to Islam, underscores the complexities of loyalty among early Muslim figures. His actions had profound repercussions during the Prophet's era. The Prophet Muhammad's commitment to forgiveness is evident in his interactions with Abdullah and others who committed serious offenses. This exemplifies the broader themes of mercy and justice found within Islamic teachings. Furthermore, understanding the historical context of the Jewish tribes in Medina sheds light on the political dynamics and treaties that shaped early Islamic society. These agreements are vital for comprehending the Prophet's actions. The Banu Qurayda's initial betrayal involved providing intelligence to enemy forces during the Battle of Badr, demonstrating their disloyalty. This incident set the stage for their subsequent actions. During the siege, the Prophet Muhammad faced tremendous challenges, commanding only 300 companions against a coalition army of 24,000. This illustrates both his dire circumstances and the significance of steadfast supporters. The decision by Sa'ad bin Mu'adh as an arbitrator ultimately resulted in the execution of the Banu Qurayda's fighting men. This action highlights the serious ramifications of violating treaties in conflict situations. The Prophet's decision-making was profoundly influenced by divine guidance, as he emphasized that his choices aligned with Allah's will. This underscores the spiritual foundation of his leadership. Historical examples illustrate how the Prophet forgave individuals who had previously committed serious offenses against him. His capacity for compassion, even in challenging situations, reflects the depth of his character. The dialogue highlights achievements of Islamic civilization, such as the advancement of women's rights and societal contributions. This counters narratives that solely depict Islam as oppressive. The Young Turks, secular activists, significantly contributed to dismantling the Ottoman Caliphate, altering the political landscape in the early 20th century. Their actions are often debated regarding their role in the Armenian genocide. Islamic teachings explicitly prohibit indiscriminate violence, even in warfare, as emphasized by Prophet Muhammad. This marks a stark contrast with the actions of extremist groups like ISIS. The notable achievements of Islamic civilization, particularly in academia and science, are frequently overlooked, yet they were essential in the development of knowledge during the Middle Ages. Contributions extended beyond Arabs to include Persians and others. The conversation references influential figures such as Ibn Sina and Rumi, illustrating the diverse cultural influences that shaped Islamic intellectual and artistic heritage. Recognizing contributions from various communities is essential. Moreover, works like the Shahnameh highlight pre-Islamic Persian literature, prompting discussions on how Islamic civilization integrated and evolved from earlier cultural legacies. This continuity of cultural traditions is vital to acknowledge. The discussion addresses the misconception that Islamic civilization began solely with the emergence of specific movements like ISIS, emphasizing its historical roots dating back to the 6th century. Understanding this context is crucial. The dialogue emphasizes the existential threats that the new faith posed to tribal leaders, who feared losing their power and influence. This scenario reflects broader historical patterns of conflict over religious and political authority. In contrast, the motivations of Muhammad's companions differed from modern military personnel, as they fought for a cause they deeply believed in, which contributed to their resilience and sense of purpose. Archaeological evidence suggests that Muslim rule frequently resulted in economic flourishing and cultural prosperity in cities, challenging narratives that associate historical conquests with devastation. The fossil record often faces scrutiny for its incompleteness, raising questions about the accuracy of evolutionary history. This critique supports the argument for genome evidence being a more reliable indicator. Genome evidence, particularly DNA and embryology, provides a solid foundation for evolutionary theory. Scientists interpret genetic similarities to propose a common ancestor among species. The discussion further examines macroevolution versus microevolution, prompting a request for empirical evidence supporting macroevolution. This highlights ongoing debates within the field of evolutionary biology. Concluding this dialogue, contrasting philosophical methods reveal Plato's inductive reasoning against Aristotle's deductive approach, demonstrating various pathways to understanding truth. One participant emphasizes the significance of personal analysis and intellect in belief formation, rejecting the notion of faith based purely on tradition or rituals. Finally, the dialogue raises the challenge of engaging with adherents of other faiths, questioning whether they possess philosophical depth in their beliefs, particularly concerning Hinduism.